So I want to talk today about how to make an outline. A lot of times people just kind of throw outlines together, some bullet lists of ideas, and think that that's it. And the problem when you start to write a paper with an outline like that is that the text of the paper doesn't flow, doesn't make sense, and doesn't tell a story. So the first thing to tell you is how outlines are just mechanically put together. And generally there is a convention, which is that you use capital Roman letters for the main headers. And then for subheadings, you typically, so this might be our introductory paragraph, this might be, say, our description of the apparatus, and this might be the description of the results. For subheadings, you would typically use capital letters. For subheadings, you typically use Arabic numerals, and then non-capital letters, and then finally small Roman letters. So with this, sorry about smearing that. With this method, you can produce the basic structure of the outline. Now, there's a couple of rules that I'll just sort of mention as I come to them. So the first rule that I want to say is you need to have more than one sub-bullet. To justify going to the next level. So as I've drawn it here, it would not normally be okay. What you're going to want instead is something like this, A, B, C, where there's multiple sub-bullets within a heading. So under the apparatus, you might say, okay, well, the mechanical part of the apparatus, the electrical part, and the optical part might be your three subheadings. All right. So there we have more than one sub-bullet. All right. Another rule that you have to follow in making an outline is that these sub-bullets, anything at the same level of a hierarchical list, has to be the same kind of thing. So I'll give you an example. Well, here, mechanical, electrical, and optical, they're all, kinds of apparatus, and so they're justified to be at the same level. You wouldn't want to do something like mechanical, electrical, and then like construction method, okay? Because the mechanical apparatus is a portion of the apparatus, the electrical is a portion of the apparatus, but then construction method would be a different kind of thing. In fact, it's not really an apparatus at all, but that's not what I'm objecting to here. I'm objecting that it's not a subcategory of apparatus. All right, so this is not okay. So maybe we can. So that would be the sort of second key rule. All right, and then I think that the last thing to keep in mind when you're writing an outline is that it should be complete. In other words, you need to make sure that the outline contains all of the content of the paper that you want to present. You're not going to later say, oh, you know what, we need a third section. And so that means it takes some time to actually think it through and to make sure that you have all the concepts that you want. So, I think with those three guidelines, that you use the convention for enumerating and indenting, that you make sure that each section has more than one sub-bullet, or not. I mean, that's fine. you know, I can have an introductory section if I want. This last section here, maybe it doesn't have any sub-bullets at all, and I just go to conclusions at the end of it here. But that you don't have only one, so not exactly one, is maybe a better way to phrase that. That you make sure that each subcategory is the same kind of thing. It should be complete. Let me think. Actually, one last thing that I just occurred to me is that you should have a coherent. Each one of these needs to be the same kind of thing. Maybe we can group it under that one. Actually, it doesn't have to be different. Each one of these has got to be the same kind of thing, but not necessarily the same as the neighbor's sub-bullets. So what I mean by that is that under apparatus, they need to be mechanical, electrical, and optical kinds of apparatus. But under results, I could do it very differently. I could have the results be, you know, the first week of results, the second week of results, the third week of results. So I could organize that section in a completely different way. But within each section, the sub-bullets have to be the same kind of thing. So let me just clarify that point. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.